How's it going, everybody? We want to take a quick second to thank this week's sponsor, Death's Head Clothing. Who's Death's Head Clothing, you ask? Yo, I'm gonna tell you. Death's Head Clothing is proudly a female-owned one-woman show. And Death's Head is here to say, it was never a phase. Whether you're an elder emo, retired scene kid, or just getting into the scene, they have the emo-inspired clothing you need. Head on over to www.deathsheadclothing.com and pick yourself up a shirt, hoodie, crew neck, or some boots. Boots are tight. And make sure you give them a follow on Instagram or any other social media that they're on, but Instagram, because Instagram is cool. Go on Instagram, follow them at deathshead.clothing. Give them a follow, stay up to date on new drops and sales. Thanks so much again to Death's Head Clothing for sponsoring this week's episode and sponsoring everything coming out this week. I hope you enjoy the episode.
When it feels the least appropriate to bust out a Barriage, that's when.
To at least for every telemarketer, at least.
Yes. Like, act really insulted that they dared ask if Mr. Barriage was home.
Yeah.
Oh.
If they get it right, you have to be really insulted.
They know too much. You can't trust the telemarketers that know it.
There is not a telemarketer that has ever gotten my name right, and my name is pretty simple.
Tarnowski, right?
Tarnowski, yep. It's three separate words.
And they're really little words.
Yeah, Tarnow and Ski. I mean, it is, but they're like, Mr. Tarnow. I don't know.
Do you deal with this at all, Matt?
No.
Only with me, because for the
yeah, the only person who mispronounced my name is Pat. Pat says it all the time.
Yeah, for no good reason. I just kept calling him Matt Reeves.
I adore that. Blink is a little lover of attention. He's going to try to shut my computer off, and he knows how. So I'm going to remove him, and I'll be right back.
All right, sounds good.
Hi, handsome. Come on. Okay. Say hi to the boys. You say hi to the boys. Give me a kiss. We're not kissing. You're grumpy? Okay.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? A podcast about life in the music industry. I'm your host, Patrick Tarnowski. With me is co-host Matt Reed. And today we have pop punk emo artist and content creator Todd Barriage on the show. Todd!
Hey!
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm stoked to be here. I have never had such a hyphenated job description before. That was exciting to hear.
Nice.
Very life affirming.
I was trying to make it like, kind of like LinkedIn. Like I was just kind of reading down your LinkedIn.
Yeah. Like that's my right now resume.
Nice. They're perfect.
Just that clip.
Yeah, we've got my cover letter. So if you could just send me this like as soon as we're done. Because
yeah, I'll make sure I just got to add a header and stuff, I got to make it professional.
Yeah, you said it in Calibri. I prefer to hand those in Times New Roman.
Oh, okay. See, I normally go with Open Sans, but
ooh, that's a good one.
I think that or Courier,
Ooh, he's throwing
classic. We're on a typewriter.
Classic, yeah. I mean, what's one of my favorite ones that I always used to use? Was it like New Century Gothic or something?
That's a good
like that?
One. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I just got into one of the Century Gothics recently on my thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use it every time. I maybe used it twice, but I try to use it every time because I'm like, that is a classy font. That's the word. It's a classy font.
It's true. Matt, what's your favorite font?
I don't know if I have one. I have to use Tahoma at work, so all I think about is Tahoma.
It's a solid font.
Matt's-
It's slim, it's angular, it's legible. It's a respectable font.
You know, I see Matt sitting over there. He's one of those jester guys.
What? Says the guy with the toys behind him.
Yeah.
I'm the jester.
I mean, in my youth, I used a lot of jester. As I grew up, however, I switched to New Century Gothic.
Distinguished.
Yeah, I'm a distinguished gentleman.
I remember thinking I was so fancy. I used Dense for like 6 years straight. It's just a font called Dense, and it's just like it's the font equivalent of a 24-year-old who thinks they've seen the whole world and know everything. Which makes sense because that's when I was using it and how old I was at the time. So,
well, there you go. I mean, that makes sense. See, yeah, I mean, when I was using Jester, I was like 18, 19. You know, I was just
that
a joker.
I'm looking up Dense font right now, and that is the description. You hit that description right on.
Right? That's what it. This is like. I like a graphic design and graphic designing.
Yes.
And like those are my two passions.
That's exactly what it looks like.
People are gonna be so enthralled with this font talk. People are gonna be like, more font talk in this show.
Yeah, change the whole trajectory of this podcast.
Can't get enough of font talk.
Hey guys, welcome to Font Talk.
Oh my gosh, right here, us three. We could start a new podcast, Font Talk.
Just critiquing different fonts and what kind of person would use each.
What was your favorite font this week? Oh, I really enjoyed Impact. It was a big Impact week for me.
Oh man, it's you know what? Every time I see Impact,
yeah,
all I can think is how much respect I have for the person who was like, "Yeah, it's the meme font today."
Yeah,
like there's something raw and human about that.
For real. Like when I'm making like designs and stuff like that, and I'm like, I want to try and like I want to try some different font. Almost always, I stop and I look. I'm like, well, I'm gonna try Impact this time.
Might as well try it.
I always try it.
You
Never use it.
Never. Not once.
But I try.
I think I might use it on one of my because every now and then I realize there's a bunch of covers I haven't put on Spotify that I probably should put on Spotify. And so by the time I've amassed about 10 of those, I put out a Songs I Wish I Wrote. And so maybe for Songs I Wish I Wrote Volume 3, I'll go Impact.
Nice.
Or maybe I'll do that for 1.5 HD remix.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There you go. People expect some Impact coming your way. Speaking of covers, though, you are known for making genre-bending covers such as Limp Bizkit's Break Stuff, but emo, pop-punk versions of Taylor Swift's Shake It Off, and a personal favorite, Ricky Martin's Livin' La Vida Loca. But you just released a new single that you wrote called I Don't Want to Be Here Anymore. Can you tell us a little bit about that song?
Yeah, I can. So I mean, the lyrics to the song are pretty self-explanatory. Like it starts with, "My car won't start. I can't afford to fix it." That was just a fact of my life a few months ago, but the thing wouldn't start. And I was like, well, too fucking bad. I'm not leaving the house ever now. And then it was,
here now.
And I was just having like a really bad week. Like, so like my dad passed away a year ago, this past April, and I thought that I had dealt with it leading up to it. And so like I was good, like obviously like I cried and had a rough time like when he died, but like in the months following, I was just like, I did a really good job supporting like my mom and my sisters kind of through what they were going through. At least as good of a job as I can as an emotionally distant professional musician.
Sure.
And then it just kind of hit me. It was in December of this past year where it kind of hit me, like with all the holidays coming up and everything. So when I started really noticing like, oh shit, like I'm not out of the woods yet. So So I was going through my own stuff, and then I was dealing with that stuff that I thought I already dealt with. And then I was just, I don't have these often because I've been really good at managing my mental health. But if you've ever dealt with depression, it's not sadness. It's just a void of nothing. And you feel like you are nothing. There is nothing. You have nothing to offer. And there's nothing anyone could offer you. Like it's just absolute nothing. So is those situations with that feeling all happening at the same time while I'm shopping for a Samsung tablet for my mother-in-law for Christmas. And so I'm in Staples waiting because this person who, oh, I know right where that is, I'll be right back, goes to get it. And they've been gone for like 20 minutes. And so the chorus of that song just came in my head. And I was just like, I don't want to be here because I could feel like my bones felt they were imploding in just because like I was so depressed it hurt.
Sure.
And so I just was like physically in that moment, I don't want to be here anymore. And then a little bing went off in my head. And I was like, I also maybe don't want to be here anymore. So I just like whipped my phone out, started busting out a bunch of shit on my phone. And I had the whole song written by the time they came back with the Samsung tablet. Probably in another 5 minutes. I had the whole thing done.
Nice.
So yeah, that was right before Christmas. And then I demoed it out on stream on Twitch is when I like officially wrote the song. It went from Notes app to Reaper, which is the recording program I use. And so I demoed it out on New Year's Eve because my wife works at a hotel. So she was babysitting drunk people.
Nice.
So I like that. I'm not going to do that for New Year's. I can't because that's not my job. So yeah, I demoed it out and I sent it to Kala, who's a really good friend of mine. And I was just like, little demo I did yesterday. And he messaged me back the next day and he was like, fuck you for calling that a demo. That's a fully fleshed out song and I love it. And and I didn't really think a lot of it. Not because what he has to say doesn't like hold weight, but because like that dude like is my hype man and he believes in me more than anybody else. Like I wouldn't be making music professionally right now if it wasn't for him. I have a tweet actually, it's up on my wall. I printed it and I use dark mode, so it's just all black ink with white letters, but it says love you. It's from him and it just says love you and I'm proud of you, going to be the best choice you've ever made. Print my tweet and put it on the wall, bitch. So that was February 12th 2022. That was when I made the decision like, okay, I'm going to just make music full time regardless of how broke I'm going to be. Because I used to wait until a financial threshold before I would make that jump. And one day I was just, yeah, fuck it. I'm just going to start and see what happens. You know, I'll just, worst case, I'm homeless and we'll see what we do then. Thankfully that hasn't happened. But anyway, long way around is 3 days later, I have forgotten this demo that I sent him because it was just feelings I had. I got them out. I sent them to a friend. I felt like I had gotten it off my chest. 3 days later, he messages me back. He's like, dude, I can't stop thinking about this song. Like I can't. And I was just like, you want to sing it with me? and he was just like, sure. And so that would have been January. And then I had co-written the song Lately with him from his album. So I wrote all the instruments and recorded them and sent them to him. And then he sang on it. And then Howard Benson and Neil from 3 Days Grace got producer credit on it through the magic of the music industry. But like, it's a song we did together. Like it's very special to both of us. Yeah. And so he flew me down to LA so we could shoot that music video. And while we were there, I was like, you want to just do a quick, like we'll do 2 in 1 day kind of thing. So that's how the video for I Don't Want to Be Here came to be, is I was down there filming a music video for Howard Benson's record label.
Okay. And
pulled some strings, got us a facility for free, and we just DIY'd the crap out of it.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's a song about not wanting to exist. Because I think that's an okay feeling to have and address, but like you need to address it when you have it. And you need to, like I sent it to one of my best friends. Like when I demoed the song, right? Like I'm feeling this stuff. Here it is in song form. because I'm not great at expressing. I'm not a talker. Whenever someone's like, I'm always here if you need to talk, it's like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what does that mean?
Right.
Like,
I'm
I
not,
appreciate, but yeah.
I feel you. I'm not the best at like vocalizing emotions, and I mean I can write it down, but
Right.
you know, my wife, you know, she'll be like, let's just rap, let's just rock talk, you know, let's just talk. Tell me what are you feeling? And I'm like, I'm feeling fine. I don't know. Fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
That's my wife. That's my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and it's
you know,
I love, you need that balance, right?
yeah, women are great with being able to talk about emotions, and you know, my wife is always so proud of me and like stoked when I'm just like,
Right.
when I release it, you know, because I
Yeah.
I don't talk about it too much, but people you gotta.
Yeah, at some point you have to.
Mhm.
It's healthy to, if nothing else. Like, it's not like you need to right now. Like, sometimes you're just not ready to talk, and sometimes
Right.
you're like, you're so in the whatever the it is you're feeling that like you can't even make sense of it to make it words. So that's
Right.
why, like, for me, that's what music's always been, is like I feel a lot of things, but it's so
Mhm.
hard to articulate it in the moment. Afterwards, I could like write, 6-page essays about, you know, how it felt the one day I realized my t-shirts weren't fitting the same anymore. But
I feel that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's
Mhm.
like, that's a big moment. Like, you spend your entire young adulthood or teenage, whatever section of your life, amassing this wardrobe that, like, to some degree you never realized you feel defines you. And all of a sudden you need new clothes.
Yeah,
It's like,
and then you
who am
go,
I?
and then you go, well, I'm gonna hold on to these because I'll lose some weight. I'll get back
I
into them.
literally have a stack of shirts on my, like, so I have like 2 garbage bins. I have like the garbage one for garbage and the one for like cans and bottles. And so there's about 10, 12 shirts just neatly folded, clean on top of the recycling one that I'm like, no, I'm gonna hang on to those.
Yep.
I'll wear
I have
them next summer. It's fine.
I have a bin. I have a bin.
Yes,
Just a
I also have a
tote
bin.
full
I
of old
I
like
have
band
a
shirts.
Yeah, I have a bin of band shirts, this stack of novelty shirts, and then like, so like all these, like, I don't know if you've watched my videos enough to notice like the wardrobe change, but I got more colorful all of a sudden a few months back, and that's because I needed new clothes. so, so I was like, well, okay, I might as well like have fun with this like horrifying traumatic experience of I can't wear smalls anymore. Like, I'm hard medium now. Like, I used to flip flop and I was like, oh, it's fine. You can buy me whatever. But now it's like, no, I'm a medium. That's just my life.
I feel you. I actually like during COVID, like this is what it sucks for me. I went from a medium
Yep.
to an extra large.
Yep.
It was a rough couple of years, and now I'm just trying to get back down to large.
Yeah, it's so hard to lose weight too.
It is.
It's so hard.
Especially as you get older. It's just
Yes.
it's very
Yeah,
difficult.
because your body is slowing down. So like you have to almost like literally starve yourself to lose weight, which is, it's rough. I'm just trying to stay within like what I perceive to be a healthy range. I was very fortunate. I gained a decent amount of weight back when I was like 26. And my good friend, I hadn't seen him in about 6 months. So he shows up at my house one day, hasn't seen me in a while, and instead of saying hey or anything, he just looked at me. He was like, dude, you got fat. And I had this suspicion that I had been, but everyone else around me was like, no, you're just getting older. That's just what happens. You're filling out. You're becoming an adult.
You're filling out.
Yeah, exactly. You're filling
Not
out.
fat,
So
I'm big boned,
with,
you know.
Yeah, exactly. So when he hit me with just a straight up, dude, you got fat, I was like, oh, like, okay, like this is something I can do something about. Like, this is great news. So I keep that rolling. This was years ago, but I keep that rolling in my head all the time now. Whenever I go to like put on my favorite shirt and it doesn't fit anymore, I'm like, man, thanks, Scott.
I love it.
I'll fix this right now.
You need to have that one person, you know,
You do,
that'll
you
be
do.
brutally honest with you.
Yeah, if your whole life is those people, you're going to be miserable. But if you have that person and you know they're that person, they are invaluable.
100%. Matt, get him.
We absolutely love good pop punk and emo covers. We're kind of wondering what made you start focusing on making those?
Yeah, so they've always been like my favorite thing. Like my favorite song growing up was 99 Red Balloons, but by Goldfinger. I was really into, right? It's like not a lot of covers outshine the originals as hard as that one does.
Right.
The Atari's Summer '69 is also like just one of those songs.
Agreed.
So there's just been a ton of covers around that inspired me musically that it never clicked till I was older and learned like, oh shit, they didn't write that.
Right.
So that since childhood, it's been like simmering kind of in the background. And I used to, this was back in like 2012, 2013. I made like 6 or 7 YouTube covers, but they weren't explicitly punk covers. They were just like weird rock adjacent renditions of pop songs.
Sure.
And then I had a production career that kind of took me into the hardcore world. So I made just really heavy music for like 6-7 years. And then when COVID hit and I couldn't, you know, everyone's staying indoors and everything, I had a lot of downtime. And so it was during that downtime, I started just like watching a lot of YouTube. So stuff like Ska-Tune Network,
You love 'em.
Minority 905,
Mhm.
Alex Melton,
Yep.
people like that. I would just watch their videos and I'd be like, fuck, I used to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I can do this. So I didn't understand the YouTube landscape. I thought you could just make a video that did a good job of being the video with like a template title that everyone else is using and you would just get big.
Right.
Because that's what it looked like from the outside, right?
Sure.
So I made a video. I think my first pop punk cover on YouTube was called if Blink-182 wrote 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton.
Mm-hmm.
And I released that video on, I want to say July 15th, 2021. And I was right. That video was a really good idea and it did blow up. It just happened to be that the one that blew up was a video called If Blink-182 Wrote 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton, uploaded on July 15th, 2021 by Alex Melton. And so, yeah, same day.
Oh.
And so, yeah. So
Yep.
that once that happened, I was like, not towards Alex, but towards like YouTube and the universe. I was just like, oh, fuck you. And so I just started going hard. I was like, this is my life now. You can fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because like, and again, that's not directed towards Alex. That's like the circumstances, the cosmic fucking odds that this great idea I had would immediately get stamped out by the dude. Because again, I didn't know a lot about YouTube. I didn't realize If Blink-182 Wrote was Alex's thing.
Oh, yeah.
I knew he was a guy who did it.
Right.
But I didn't realize that was his thing. So I went on like a rampage of If Blink-182 Wrote videos.
Okay.
So I think within 3 days I had done the All-Star, but it's Blink-182, where it's Anthem Part 2 mashed up with All-Star.
Yeah.
And then like 2 days after that, like I was just firing these out. I did There She Goes by The Laws, but it's like First Date. And then I did like a Bo Burnham song. I think it was That Funny Feeling.
Yeah.
By Bo Burnham. It sounds more like Neck Deep listening to it now, but I think I originally titled the video If Blink-182 Wrote.
Sure.
And then once I realized that was around the time I realized like, oh, that like that's Alex's thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe I ought not be trying to be another dude. See, I thought at the time I was trying to just exist in the same space, but no, I was just looking at it now in hindsight. It's like, oh, like I was trying to outdo the Blink guy at being the Blink guy. I can't fucking do that. He's the guy.
Right.
So that's when I transitioned into just more general pop punk covers.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, like I love pop punk my whole life. I love covers my whole life, but I spent all of my 20s making hardcore records.
Sure.
So I had a lifetime of pop punk to get out. And so I was doing that for, I think, like a year and a half before I realized, like, man, I miss screaming and I miss kind of heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And so now I just kind of do, I don't think about it in terms of like emo or pop punk anymore. I just like write a Todd song and retrofit another song onto it. So that's where you end up with stuff like Back in Black, Master of Puppets, Break Stuff.
Yeah.
Like those are just like songs I wrote, like with the intention of making them those classic rock songs.
Right.
But like the Master of Puppets riff isn't in Master of Puppets, but it's pop punk, right?
Right.
There is one instance of da da in Break Stuff
Yeah.
that happens just after the breakdown, which is basically just like an easy core rendition of the actual breakdown. But
right.
But yeah, so it's like I'm in this weird middle ground now where it's I still love covers. I prefer doing that to original songs just wholeheartedly. It's more fun for me. I'm able to get like I don't feel like I'm not expressing myself because I'm able to put so much of myself into the covers.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the whole story of how I got into doing this and where I'm at with it.
I love like one of my favorite things is like a good pop punk cover like that.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it though is now I don't like okay. I'm going to try how to explain this. I don't like when a band covers per se because when I think of covers, I think of when a band does it exactly the same and I don't like that.
Right.
I think it's lazy.
It is.
I love a remake. That's what I think of it as. So like one of my favorite remakes of all time is when the Starting Line did I'm Real by Jennifer Lopez. And I think that is like one of the best. I fucking love that one. But yeah, I always thought of them as like what you do. Like I think of them as like remakes because you're taking it, but you're remaking it. You're making it your own way.
Yeah, I build them from the ground up. So like the one I put out today was Willow by Taylor Swift. And
I saw that you posted it, but I have not watched it yet.
Oh man, I'm excited for after we're all done all this. Let me know what you think of it. I'm curious what you think. But with that one, it's like I listened to the song and like I knew it. Because my wife, less so now, but at the time the record came out, huge into Taylor Swift, and so like I'd heard the song a lot, and so I covered that song from memory, and I didn't actually listen to the original while covering it. And I think that's the first time I've done that. And it was fun because it just felt like writing a song. It's like I knew the flow of the chords and like I knew the lyrics and like the melodies and stuff. But when it came time to like do the harmonies, for example, it was like, oh, I have to write harmonies. I can't just listen to hers and figure it out. Because like my whole challenge was like, can I just like cover a song that's in my head? And have it just be that.
Sweet. I'm stoked to check it out. I also am a big Taylor Swift fan. So
yeah, she's awesome. 89 is one of my favorite records like of all time. I really love 1989.
Mine is Speak Now.
That's a good one.
I think the entire 2012 Warped Tour, I listened to it because I was out.
So sick.
That was my everyday album.
Yeah.
Cool like that.
Matt, what everyday album do you have right now? What's your go-to?
I don't know if I have one for Taylor Swift.
Just in general. Yeah, just your everyday album.
Recently it's been The Wonder Years, The Hum Goes On.
Okay.
Oh. That's a good one.
I really have, and I haven't really checked that one out too much yet. Like there's so much music right now.
There's a lot. You got to pick like 3 bands.
Well, like doing what Unsigned Pop Punk does,
right?
All I do is listen to music, like all day, every day, and so sometimes it's just like I don't want to listen to a new album right now.
no, that's so because I make music all day, every day. And it's like, why the fuck in my downtime when I'm relaxing, would I put on a new record? Like, so for me, it's like I listen to comfort food. Like the CD that lives in my car is Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. And it just lives there. And it's like, I've listened to that album for 20 years. I'm going to listen to it until I die. It's got the best guitar tone in the world. So it's just ear candy.
It is a very good guitar tone on that album.
It is. That's my, if you listen to my covers and then listen to Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, I'm not saying I have the tone, but you can tell I'm trying. Yeah.
Isn't that like, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it Tom Lord Alge? Right?
So I think Tom Lord Alge, he mixed all the songs except like 2 or 3.
Okay.
I might be mixing that up with Enema, but either way, it's Tom Lord Alge somewhere in there. But the engineer, producer would have been Jerry Finn.
Okay, yeah.
And so it's a
I'm
modded
just proud
Plexi.
I was able to pull that name out.
No, you got it. You got it. I'm pretty sure he mixed it. Like it's tight, it's punchy, it's super compressed. It's got to be a Lord Alge mix. Whether it's Tom or Chris, it doesn't matter. Those guys are compression addicts. I love it.
My comfort album, though, since you brought yours up, is Green Day Insomniac.
Such a good album.
I think that's my wife's.
I love it.
I mean, she changes, but she's huge into Green Day.
I think that is the most like underrated the most underrated Green Day album I think is Warning, but Insomniac, I love that one. It's
what album was? Oh, she was on Dookie.
Dookie's fantastic.
I think Dookie is my wife's comfort album. Whenever like I know that she's coming out of a funk if she's listening to Dookie. Because that's just how she gets out of it. I don't know that she knows that that's what it is, but
it's a good one.
I've noticed.
It's good. It's fun. It's nostalgic. It's happy. You know?
Yeah, it's all the stuff. And I believe it was mixed by Jerry Finn.
Full circle.
Full circle. Listen, for most of your covers, you play all the parts.
Yep.
You know, guitar, bass, drums, singing, mixing. Do you have a specific instrument that you like the most?
Yeah. Bass.
Oh.
Yeah, nothing like drumming is a chore. So I program all my drums now.
Okay.
I don't like that to be a secret.
Sure.
Like I play them for the video. I program stuff I can really play. But like I'm old and I'm lazy and drums are a lot. And I like writing really complex, not really complex, it's pop punk, but complex drum parts. And so like I don't want to put myself through that, you know, every single song. So I program all my drums. So that's just out of the equation now. And so I think it's fair to say just right there, I hate drums.
Okay. Fair.
With guitar, I'm fine with it, but like to me, guitar is just something I only do because it has to be there.
Okay.
Singing, it's fun, but like there are days when I don't want to sing, I'm too tired or my voice isn't cooperating, but bass is always fun.
Okay.
Bass is never not the best time in the world, because if you're just like driving away eighth notes, that feels badass and it's super simple. You can't fuck it up. Or if you're like coming up with crazy little bass runs, even if you fuck it up, you're having the time of your life.
Hell
like
yeah.
I have like tiny little lady hands. So like just the physicality of, can I play this monstrous instrument is like this exciting challenge that like the other instruments don't give me.
Sure.
There's just like something really satisfying about being like a smaller dude and being able to like rip a gnarly bass line. It's like, yeah, it's like landing a kickflip down like a 12 stair. It's like, sure, like most people could do it if this is what they do for a living, but did you expect me to be able to? I didn't.
I feel like there's a significant difficulty division between doing a kickflip down a 12 and playing bass.
Yes.
Yeah.
but it's just a
but
sensation.
I see where you're going.
Yeah.
I see where you're going. But
just like, because when you go to do it, you're like, I can't do that. I can't do that. And so like you start reasoning with yourself, like, I bet I could program it 2 notes at a time. Like you can kickflip down 2 stairs 6 times, right? Yeah. But then, you know, you get enough practice in, all of a sudden you're doing the full run.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I
I mean,
do-
all this is assuming you can kickflip.
Yeah. Or, I mean, ollie. Let's start with
Right,
ollie.
right.
Or riding the skateboard.
Yeah, I take for granted I skated before I got into music, so I always
Okay.
forget that like most people don't have like the ability to just like grab a board, break into a full sprint, and hop on and go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
that's
just
not
just
happening.
the art of riding a skateboard is difficult. It is.
Okay, okay.
I've never been good at it.
See, I've lost sight of that. I need to check my balance privilege here.
You do got a little balance privilege. Because I always wanted to skateboard. I actually
Right.
what was it, Matt? Was it last year or 2 years ago that I said, I think it was last year.
I
I'm
think it
like,
was.
I'm gonna get a skateboard and I'm gonna learn how to skate. Now I never did, but I have the skateboard.
You
I
have
did
the
get it.
skateboard.
I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
step one.
Step one.
Okay, there's I'm gonna pull up a link now so that I can send it to you later.
Yes.
YouTube skateboard 1, 2, 3, 4 technique. There's this, I forget who did it. Was it Ben DeGrosse? Fucking love Ben DeGrosse. Anyway, I've started searching for it. I'll find it for you. So he basically breaks down in 4 tiny steps how to get comfortable getting onto and off of a skateboard. And once you
Nice.
have that down, you'll be able to start thinking about shit like, how do I push? Because like there's so much that goes into just standing on it.
I know. And
Yeah.
because I was telling my wife, you know, that like honestly, I just want to learn to like ride a skateboard. I don't need to learn how to kick flip. Ollie's cool. I could,
Right.
that would be cool. But like, I just think it would be fun to just ride a skateboard around my neighborhood for exercise or just, you know, because I always wanted to. So, yeah.
Okay, if I can't find the video, I'll make it for you. I'll remake it, and send it to you because I have
Cool.
skateboards at my desk, and like I have some behind. I am surrounded by these. I have like 6.
I think I have my daughter has one because she wanted to skateboard and then never did. And then I got,
as it happens.
yeah, I got 2. I think I have 3 here. So, but yes, I would
Man.
teach me, Obi-Wan.
I'll get you on it. At the very least, I promise I can get you on the thing.
Hell yeah.
Can you
I
get
love
him
it.
off it as well? Or is he just
Yeah,
stuck from now
that's
on?
actually part of the.
Yeah, that's
part
what
of the
we'll
thing.
do.
It's yeah,
We'll get
it's
on
the
and
warm
off.
up. The warm up exercise is literally the 4 quick foot adjustments you do to get on and then get off of a skateboard. And I just was watching beginner skateboard videos after I broke my ankle a few years back skateboarding. I wanted to like relearn from scratch because like my ankle was really messed up and had a lot of like muscle atrophy in my left leg. And so I was like, okay, I might as well start from scratch so I don't like learn again wrong and like develop a weird lopsided leg or something. Like I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, I started watching like super beginner videos, and there's this one that just like stood out to me. So yeah, I'll make sure you get that.
Yes.
Love
Stoked. Thank you, Matt. Get
So,
him.
we're gonna bring it. We're bringing you back almost 20 years now. You were in a punk band in 2006 called We Are Adam West, which had a lot more of an aggressive sound.
Yeah.
What made you change stylistically to a more toned down sound with your band, Theatria? Is that correct?
Sure.
Theatria.
We call it Theatria. The whole world calls it Theatria. So I
Okay.
think we're wrong. So the big thing was like we were, how old was I in We Are Adam? I was 16 years old. I was playing drums. I didn't know how to sing, so all I could do was yell. My friend Ben played guitar. He could sing, but chose to yell.
Okay.
And then my friend Josh, who I still talk to every single day, played bass. So we were just like a 3-piece of angry little high schoolers. And we were super into I mean, all sorts of stuff, but like a big influence on where we wanted to be. And you won't hear this anywhere on Spotify because we put out an EP before the album that's available. But like we were super into bands like Seisha and like Mineral and like just like all those like older emo, screamo bands.
Mhm.
So I mean that's what. So like the song "I Hate You" off of the We Are Adam West self-titled, like that's. If you just listen to that and being like, these are a bunch of kids who like pop punk but also are trying to be Seisha, it makes sense.
Okay.
So what happened then is like from the ages of 16 to 21, I was in a couple like hardcore bands as like the screamer,
Okay.
and then eventually I was like, I want to learn how to sing. So I wrote the entire first Theatria record, except for the song Gordon. My friend Dan, who's in Theatria, he wrote Gordon.
Nice.
He wrote the riff on guitar. All I did was I added the drums and sang on it. But so that was me trying to prove that I could write songs, like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, pop songs.
Yeah.
And I wanted to prove that I could sing. And so that was really what made it toned down. I was actively trying to be more accessible. I was trying to prove myself as a vocalist because I only did half the vocals in We Are Adam West. I'm the squeakier of the two. And yeah, I mean, the first song I wrote for Theatria was The Weakest Man in the Room, which is like the slow, I don't think it's actually an acoustic guitar, but I wrote it on acoustic. It's like the acoustic ballad closer track. So that's how that band started. And then the heavy elements just kind of slowly leaked in from there. But yeah, that's really what it is you went from having my friend Ben being the principal songwriter of We Are Adam West and We Were Younger and Angrier to me being the principal songwriter in Theatria where I'm older and depressed.
Makes sense. Well, you know, for it, and just to say, like, for a 16-year-old band, We Are Adam West is pretty dang good.
Thank you. I look back so fondly on that band, and like I want to re-record it just so like to have like a high def recording of it, but like A, it is what it is because it's so rough around the edges,
right?
And B, like the semantics of like we're in our 30s now, man. Like we're gonna get together and re-record 10 songs from half our life ago. Like we live in different cities.
And if you're gonna do that, just write new ones.
Just write new songs.
Write new aggressive ones.
Yeah. So like that's what I don't know if you guys have heard the Countercult EP that I put out.
I have not. No.
So that one's sneaky and it's hard to find.
Okay.
But I promise it's on Spotify.
Okay.
And it's really hard to find. But so I put out 4 songs called Countercult. This is with Josh from We Are Adam West.
Okay.
And it's basically a 3-minute long 4-song hardcore EP. And that was us kind of revisiting that younger, angry thing.
That's rad. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Absolutely.
You can find it if you search how many calories are in a bullet. If you search that, that's one of the song titles, and that should bring up the EP. The rest of the song titles are like generic stuff like Collapse.
Nice.
Control. And like you search that, nothing's going to come up. And for some reason, when you search Countercult, nothing comes up as well. Well, I mean, a lot comes up, but like that record doesn't come up. But we put that out like a year and a half ago. It was like December 4th, 2021, I think. Something like 14th, 2021. And it's sick. It's heavy. It's angry. It's pretty raw. I recorded the intro track. So like my microphone was here where I am now. And then if you look behind me, there's my bathroom. So I was screaming in the bathroom while the microphone picked me up here. Kind of like that, like real DIY dumb hardcore shit.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
This is like,
I found it.
You found it.
I like right away went for it.
Did you just have to search how many calories are in a bullet and it was there?
Yep. It was right there.
If you're ever having a hard day, and you want to take the edge off of how bad of a day you're having, jokingly ask yourself that question. I find it's a great pick-me-up. Because it's such a bizarre, vain question. Like
it is. And
it reminds me of how like the stereotypical version of depression would manifest in the stereotypical version of Hollywood. Would be like some guy really wants to end it, but how many calories are in a bullet though?
It's true. That's a very fair and honest
My dietitian's
question.
going to be quite upset with me if I eat this thing.
If I eat the wrong bullet, especially.
Exactly. Like how many calibers? How many points is this?
It's a
Well, they never know.
a lot of thought to go into that. So you did an interview with Bandhive where you talked about
Yeah.
knowing when you need to take a break. And
Ooh.
a lot of people that listen to our show are musicians themselves. And I
Yep.
thought it was really impactful to hear when you said that the algorithm does not care about you.
Yes.
Releasing content every day or every week is an incredible grind to live up to for anyone, let
Yep.
alone people with full-time jobs and families. What advice would you give to those people grinding and trying to not burn out?
If you are tired, you are allowed to stop. The algorithm doesn't care about you insofar as you can upload every single day or every single week for a year and a half. If you miss a week, maybe your next video is not going to do so well.
Mm-hmm.
But the flip side, oh, Jesus Christ, the flip side of, of the algorithm not caring about you is that it also doesn't hold grudges.
Right.
So you take your break and you take as long as you need, and you can come back. You're going to have maybe 2 weeks of like mid-level performing content. Maybe you'll come back with a banger. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But the real thing at the core of everything that we do, especially if you're releasing art instead of just like dumb BuzzFeed style content,
Mm-hmm.
is like people are connecting with what you're doing. At the core of everything we do, it's people.
Mm-hmm.
And all these algorithms, all they're trying to do is serve to people what they want, what they like, what they enjoy, what they spend their time consuming. So if you can get yourself, it can be like 3 people, but if you can get yourself an audience who looks forward to the next thing you do, whatever that next thing is, they're going to be there if you miss a week,
Right.
like they're going to be there when you do come back. Like they're not
Mhm.
going to abandon you because they care. They're connecting to what you're doing. So like for myself, it is May 3rd right now. I haven't released a cover song on YouTube since March 13th. I almost went 2 months. Granted, I dropped, lately came out with Kala. I Don't Want to
Yeah.
Be Here Anymore came out, but
Mhm.
I'm a YouTube cover artist. People do not care about my song. Like there are people who do care,
Right.
but like from an algorithmic standpoint, right?
Mhm.
I Don't Want to Be Here Anymore was a flop because my audience, quote unquote, is people who like genre bent cover songs of pop
Right.
songs.
Mhm.
So I hadn't done that in 2 months, and I put out, the Taylor Swift cover today, and like it's doing fine. My
Mhm.
world didn't end.
Right.
I didn't lose a bunch of subscribers. In
Mhm.
fact, I had this weird, random, huge bump in views while I was in LA doing those videos.
Mhm.
Just because I think what happened was like the algorithm didn't know what to do because there were people watching my stuff, but I wasn't making stuff. So
Right.
the algorithm just like picked a video or 5 and started serving it to people like as if it was fresh. And so I actually had like a huge period of growth for my YouTube channel when I was in this 2-month content drought. So like, yeah, just don't kill yourself. Like you're a human, and like
Right.
because the corporate world demands, you show up for your shifts, you work 8 hours, go, go, go. They have figured out the way to maximize the human potential to turn into wealth, whatever. I find a lot of people, a lot of my peers, a lot of people I look up to think that they need to do that grind or harder with the thing they love, and they just burn themselves out. And it's like, you don't have to. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to feel guilty for taking a break just because your job's cool.
Right. It's tough because now at the date this podcast comes out, we'll have just like Unsigned Pop Punk and the Where Did All My Friends Go podcast will have
Right.
just done something very significant for us in we're going to take a 2-week spring break. We're going
Yes.
to just not have 2 episodes.
Yeah. And
for
like
2
you're
weeks.
not batching content to fill the gap, right? Like you're straight up taking a break.
Yep, there'll be no
Yes.
episodes
Yes, do that. Do
the
that.
next 2
That's
weeks.
that's
And-
huge.
And this is our 3rd season, and the entire season 2. So the way we do our seasons is year long, you know. So and so last year we only didn't release 1 week
Right.
in 1 whole year.
That's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
That's exhausting.
And so we're going, like, we had a couple like scheduling conflicts where some people had like some guests had to cancel and we had to rearrange stuff. And Matt can attest to this. I'm a bit of a panicker. I'm like, what are
Right.
we gonna do? We got to try and fill these. And then I just sent Matt a message. I'm like, hey, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna take a summer break or a
Yeah.
spring break. We're gonna take 2 weeks off
Do it.
from putting out content
Do it.
because it'll be okay. The people will be here in 2 weeks. We will be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do like 2 or 3 breaks a year where it's like because I reach that panic point on occasions where it's like, oh God, I need to make a video. What am I going to make? And like when I'm in those situations, sometimes I end up just like pulling something out of my butt. So like the DK rap, but it's Limp Bizkit that I did
Mhm.
was one of those last minute, like, oh my God, like I need something. And then my friend Scott said, do this. And I was like, okay. And then I did it. But there are other instances where I've had that panic and I've started working on something and I very quickly realized like, I'm not doing this because I want to or because I feel inspired. I'm doing this because I feel like I have to because the algorithm told me I had to.
Right. I
Fuck it.
feel
then I
like
just
so
don't.
many people get in that mindset of like,
Yeah.
if I don't put out 2 TikToks a day,
Yep.
I'm never going to become famous, or no one's ever going to see my stuff. And it's like, well, you could put out 2 TikToks a day and you might not get famous. It doesn't
Yes.
matter. Like,
Yeah. Like you
it's
do need to make stuff like, but the consistency in terms of like calendar consistency, I don't think it matters. I think the algorithms have been shifting away from it as well, because like I just said, I noticed a period of tremendous growth when I took a break. Like
Right.
I think, what month was it? What month are we in now? I want to say it was March was one of my biggest months on YouTube ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then April was up there as well. And it's like, what did I do? Well, okay, I did like Limp Bizkit. Nothing through this huge big hump. And then I put out a song on Kala's YouTube channel, which wouldn't have helped me at all, like from
Right.
an algorithm standpoint.
Yeah.
And then I didn't release something until a full month after that. And even that was an original song that bombed. I
Mhm.
might as well have not, from an algorithm standpoint, put anything out. I think it actually hurt my channel putting something out that like didn't fit like my audience's desires.
Sure.
And I think when you're pushing yourself to do the weekly grind, you run the risk of just like making stuff that's not as good as you could make it. And like there's something cool about like I did a year and a half or so of consistent weekly uploads.
Mhm.
And like that was cool just to see if I could. And I came up with a lot of cool stuff and developed the skill set to be able to crap out a song in 2 days if I ever have to.
Right.
But like that's not a way you want to live. Like you don't want to be doing that in your 40s.
Right. But I think for like, the people listening, like that is something you need to start out doing though. You need to need to start out with the grind. You can't just like half-ass it right out the gate. And not even
No.
saying that's taking a break is half-assing it by any means. But like, it's like you got to do that nuts grind for a while before you can like be able to take more breaks.
Yeah, like I have a friend, I won't name him because I don't want to like diss him publicly, but like he's the best pop punk cover artist out there, and he has like 3 fucking videos because he's such a perfectionist, and
Sure.
Amongst other factors in his life, but one of the big ones is he's such a perfectionist that he gets in his own way of being able to even make shit.
Mhm.
And it's like there's no such thing as perfect. You're really
Right.
talented, just make stuff.
Right.
Like you don't have to. I don't know. So like it's really heartbreaking because I could see him like eclipsing all of us. Like not that
Sure.
I'm like a big name in the pop punk scene. Like I'm like 30,000 YouTube subscribers. Like I'm like maybe D-list, but like he could be like B tier, like, you know, like hundreds of thousands of subscribers
Sure.
if he would just make the shit.
Right.
Sure.
And like it doesn't have to be every week, but like
Just make it.
just make it.
Mhm.
You know, go at your own pace, but go.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing. To kind of wrap up that whole taking a break thing. Go at your own pace, but do go. And sometimes taking a break is part of growth. Like if you ever gone on a road trip, it's not like you never stop to piss.
Right.
Right. It's
good-
the emotional version of that. Just, you know, it's longer than 7 minutes or however long it takes to go in, ask the guy where the bathroom is, have him say that they're only for customers, and then you have to go find like a pack of peanuts to buy because he's not going to let you in unless you buy those, you know.
All
But,
that stuff.
Man. We got one more question for you.
Yeah.
You've already given us awesome advice, but if you could give our listeners a piece of advice that you know now that you wish you knew when you were first starting your journey, what would it be?
Oh man, just make stuff. Just make stuff. You are going to I had the notion that I would make my first piece of content would be perfect, and then I would just keep making perfect content after that. And so it took me a year to make my first YouTube video. In like the grand scheme of me trying to be a professional. I had made videos before, but this is like during the professional push. It
Sure.
took me a year to get to the point where I was ready to release the first real YouTube video.
Yeah.
And it was Miseria Canter by AFI when I was doing my full album cover of Sing the Sorrow. And that is the most awkward fucking video. I had no camera presence, which you can only develop by being on camera, by making videos, right? So like the editing's weird, I'm awkward, it sounds like I'm proud of how the mix was and everything, but like I should have just not been so precious about it, because what I have managed to do instead of having a bunch of shitty videos, which would be excusable, is I have a bunch of really high production value shitty videos because I waited until all the conditions were perfect before I even started getting experience.
Sure.
So yeah, just make shit. Like film it with your phone, edit it in, I don't know if Windows Movie Maker is still around, like an iMovie, whatever you have available to you, just make stuff. You're going to figure out there's some sort of Venn diagram out there that's stuff you're good at, stuff you enjoy, and stuff people actually give a shit about. And you're not going to figure out where those three intersect unless you're just making shit.
Yeah.
So like
trial and error.
Yeah, exactly. So like I learned people don't want faithful, full reproduction covers of albums from 20 years ago. They could just go listen to the album from 20 years ago. So, and it took me 6 months. Like I put out like 18 videos covering Sing the Sorrow plus the B-sides, one song at a time. And I was about 9 songs in before I realized. But at that point, it was like, I'm already 9 songs in. So I saw it through.
Yeah.
But like if I had just started just making stuff instead of, I'm going to do this 20-song series of her, like, why did I do that? Like 6 months I'll never get back, where I could have just started making stuff. But yeah.
But here you are now.
Yeah, here I am now.
You learn.
The Unsigned Pop Punk podcast.
Yes.
All thanks to AFI.
Whose, let's be honest, whose YouTube subscribers far eclipse yours, right?
Where are you at?
Not 30,000.
400.
Well, like I think like 427. I think we're at.
Oh, 7 over.
We're going for it.
428. It's 429 now.
429 now. We went up 2 today.
Oh shit! Andy Negative was on this.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that guy.
Oh, I love that dude.
Oh my god!
Will you look at that? Yeah, we're pushing for the first 1K. That's the dream. That's
okay.
The goal.
Okay, I'll do what I can to help.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I'll tell my Discord server folks, hey, I don't know what
this.
we talked about because I don't listen to myself when I talk, but
Yep.
I talked about some stuff.
We talked about a lot of cool stuff. And thinking about cool stuff, we're going to take a quick break and
Do
we'll
it.
be right back with our food for thought segment.
Hey, Pat here with Unsigned Pop Punk. We're a community dedicated to building up the music scene by shining a spotlight on up-and-coming bands. Now, I know what you must be thinking. These guys must be raking in the cash. Wrong. But you can help us help others by picking up some merch. We found what big business is selling shirts for, and we slashed the prices. We saw what people are charging for sweatshirts, and we windmill kicked those prices in the face. So pick up some merch from us today. You won't be mad you did. What's up, friends? We're super stoked to tell you that we just partnered with GFUEL. And let me tell you, there is no more pop punk beverage on the market right now than GFUEL. GFUEL keeps you energized, focused, and hydrated. If you go to gfuel.com right now and use code UNSIGNEDPOPPUNK, you're gonna save 20% off your entire order. You can get it in the tub form and have 40 freaking servings of flavors like Rick and Morty's Unstable Portal Fluid, which is a delicious strawberry limeade, or get something in the can form like Sonic's Peach Rings or Crash Bandicoot's Wumpa Fruit. Go to gfuel.com and check it out for yourself. Let us know what your favorite flavor is. And once again, don't forget to use our code UNSIGNEDPOPPUNK to save 20%. It's a heck of a deal, man.
Like I don't know if you guys watch my videos with subtitles ever, but I bury in almost all my videos like alternate subtitles just full of like jokes.
Nice.
And it's like you're not getting the Todd experience if you're not watching with subtitles.
I'll have to check it out.
Kind of thing. But
my daughter always has like the closed captioning on.
Right. It's so much fucking fun. So yeah,
nice
like
it's a nice little
it's just extra.
Yeah, it's a nice little extra that if somebody like randomly put it on, it'd be like, wait a second.
Yeah, 20% of people see it.
Yeah,
like I have the analytics. 20% of people see it. I had some people complain, and rightfully, they're like, "Bro, I'm hard of hearing. Can you make some real fucking subtitles?" And so at the beginning of a lot of my videos now, it'll say like, "Hey, if you need the subtitles for real, just change your language to English Canada." And then, so like I do 2 sets now where it's like we've got, because I'm Canadian, so the real ones are Canada, but the fun ones are American. I should have flipped them, but then less people would have seen the fun ones. So,
and we're back. Thank you so much for sticking around. We are hopping into the food for thought segment, the segment that everyone waits for. I don't know if anyone waits
number
for it.
one. Everybody.
Number one. They all just they want to watch the interview and they're like, "Hey, I need to know what food questions they came up with." And I can tell you
I'm excited
that the food questions we came up with are on topic.
All right. Okay. Okay.
That was awesome, Matt.
I will say sometimes I'm a space cadet when I talk, and I just like to I like to start a sentence and I don't know where it's going, but we're gonna run the course with it.
And we're here now. Now we're here.
So we're gonna start. I didn't talk about random people like I sometimes do, so we're already there. We're already past that.
You already passed
we
that.
We haven't met any celebrities on the journey.
Have not. With that being said, I'm going to start us off with our first question. So, like we said earlier, you are known for your genre bending, taking different songs and genre into pop punk, emo, hardcore. We want to take this into the food world.
Yeah.
We want you to mash up 2 different foods and let us know what are those foods that you're mashing up from different food genres, and what is this new thing going to be called?
The name I'm gonna have to let spin in my head for a little bit, but I think it would be really cool to somehow blend the worlds of sushi and Mexican food.
Ooh.
I feel like you could come up with some, because they're both rice based, right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So you could come up with some shit.
I'm sure, like if you're mixing it with Mexican, you probably will have to shit.
Yeah, 100%. But like, I'm just thinking like the different sauces and
Yeah.
beans and cheese. Like you could make like tiny tacos on a bed of rice.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could fill like a burrito, also like whatever meat you were gonna do. Now it's raw sushi. I would eat it. That off the top of my head, that's where I'm. That's I guess I might be pregnant, but that's where I'm at.
You were ready with it.
I like the mini taco idea.
You've been thinking about this, haven't you?
No, I'm just following my cravings. I haven't eaten since. I mean, it's only been 4 hours. It's like I ate some curry. I had a nap. I woke up, and now we're here, and I'm thinking about tacos.
Nice. I often think about tacos. So
he's just gonna finish this podcast, walk out that door, and we're going to sushi, and we're going to Mexican, and we're just gonna bring
it back home and just see what you can.
My wife's gonna be like, "What are we doing?"
I do have a leftover taco from Taco John's still.
Oh hell yeah!
All right,
could fuck. Oh,
there was actually I mean, we're still in the realm of sushi, but one thing I used to do back before my friend Scott told me I needed to lose weight was I would go to A&W and get what's called the chubby chicken burger.
Okay,
which is just like a really good, breaded chicken burger. Sure. And then I would go next door to a place called Oishi Sushi, and I would get their smoked salmon California rolls, which is just California roll wrapped in smoked salmon. And I would put the salmon on the burger, or not the salmon, the whole sushi. I'd put it on the burger, so I'd have this like big beastly, like 4-inch unhinge your jaw kind of burger. But the flavor profiles of the A&W chubby chicken with the smoked salmon complemented each other so well.
That's impressive.
But I don't know that I would do it again. With the economy and all that.
But
it's like a $23 affair.
Yeah.
It's like what Shia LaBeouf says, don't let your dreams be dreams.
Exactly. Yo, was he the one that like popularized that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like,
man,
don't let your dreams.
Yeah. I didn't realize he's why that was a saying. Wow, I quote him a lot. I didn't know.
That's like a fancy version of what McDonald's McGangbang or whatever. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
like
it's a bougie McGangbang.
Yeah.
I used to make another one called the McClusterfuck, which was because you know how the McGangbang was the McDouble with the junior chicken?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then you just also add the bacon cheeseburger. So you've got all the animals involved.
Holy shnikes.
Well, or you could do the land, sea, and air burger, which is the fish fillet McDouble.
Oh shit!
McChicken.
That never occurred. I've never had a fillet of fish. I'm realizing I've never had it.
Try it.
You have to.
I'm just looking at the time, and it's like it's 8:36. Is that the time of day to go order a fucking fillet of fish from McDonald's?
You need to wait closer to 2 a.m.
Hard noon. Well, I'm just thinking in terms of like freshness of the fillet.
Freshness of the
they're
fillet.
gonna hand me a brick of what once was fish.
Right. See, I'm more thinking of like that is like ordering that is a 2 a.m. decision.
It's a 2 a.m. decision that you should be making at noon.
Right. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
That's what your 30s are.
That's
making your 2 a.m.
accurate.
decisions at noon. I like it. Next food for thought question. What is the go-to breakfast of champions for a content creator?
Okay. I have spent years perfecting this. Okay. Very simple. You take a bell pepper, you cut it into slices.
I like bell peppers.
That's it. You eat that, you have a sugar-free Red Bull, and you just get going.
All right.
That's it. Coffee is too anxiety-inducing, and sugared Red Bull you're going to crash from. But you get some natural nutramites from the pepper, and you get your proper nutrients from the Red Bull. And bonus points if it's a red pepper.
Red pepper to go with your Red Bull.
Exactly. You got to be on theme.
Nice.
And if you're in the musical space, you probably have a red wall somewhere in your room, so you have to eat it in that room. So
nice.
For me, that's the wall. I have to eat it here at the desk.
I am a creature of habit, and every morning I have oatmeal,
Uh-huh.
a Greek yogurt,
Hell yes.
and like fruit on the bottom if possible, like
Yep.
blueberry.
Oh yeah. That's
Blueberry
the only
fruit on the
way.
bottom, and a cup of coffee.
Not bad.
That's
I'm more of a Balkan yogurt guy myself, but I think it's just because it has more sugar and I have the palate of a 5-year-old.
There we go.
How about you, Matt? What's your breakfast?
It changes, but right now it's just smoothies. I got protein powder smoothie, just easy.
This guy's got his life together. Holy shit!
I got a wife who will throw them in for me.
Man, I like because I have a blender, I have the powders, I have like the frozen fruit and everything, and it's like, ugh, that's so much work to put stuff in a thing and press a button. Like I can't do it.
Yeah, but you might as well just make eggs, bacon, and toast at that point. You know,
I know
there's so much.
There's so much. So I just grab a Red Bull and get going.
That's why I've got my microwavable oatmeal.
Oh man, I live off of microwave dinners. I don't know how like I don't look like I'm 60. Like I eat like such trash.
I like a good I like a good microwavable dinner though. It's
They're
like
so good.
like a lean cuisine. I'm a dirtbag with it. Like for some reason I don't know what it is, but boy do I just really like the meatloaf and mashed potato lean cuisine.
No, mashed potatoes and frozen dinners. I don't know what they're actually made of, but it supersedes potatoes. There's I think it's like Stouffer's. They make like a Thanksgiving feast dinner, and it's like turkey and gravy and stuffing and mashed potatoes. I could eat that shit every single day. If it wasn't for the kidney stones that it provides, I would eat that shit 2 meals a day minimum.
Stouffer's, if you're listening, Todd's looking for a sponsorship.
Yeah,
so
and
is
Red
this
Bull
episode. This
Red
episode
Bull.
is also looking for a sponsorship.
Stouffer's.
Stouffer's and Red Bull.
Meal of champions.
And it's already got gravy, so you could just like dump the Red Bull in and more gravy.
Oh.
Supercharge your Thanksgiving dinner.
Brought to you by Kyle. We got one more food question, but before I ask this food question, I do have to ask just one random question. This is off the script. Have you ever been called the alternative or emo or pop punk Weird Al?
Daily,
because I this whole interview, that's all I've thought about. I'm like,
wow,
in the most amazing way possible. I fucking love
Weird Al's the fucking man. Like it's like I get a lot of like, haha, you look like white man with curly hair. I get a lot of those comments. And like, of course, I'm a white guy with curly hair. I'm going to get those. But when I get the Weird Al ones, my reaction is always, yeah, like father, like son. Like I just like to joke that Weird Al just is my dad.
I like
and
it.
that I'm just following in his footprints, but with more distortion. Because like I straight up like last Christmas I did Dirty Little Secret by All American Rejects, but I just changed the lyrics to make it a Christmas song, and that's just Weird Al shit.
Yeah,
full on Weird Al shit. Like I didn't remake it and like, ooh, what if it was this other genre? No, it was literally just here's the song, but it's about Christmas and marrying Ryan Seacrest somehow.
I love it.
And
I love Christmas pop punk stuff too.
Me too. I love Christmas music. That's something I think not a lot of people know about me, but the people that know me definitely know is like when Christmas music hits, like November, everywhere you go, and everyone's all like, oh, Christmas music, I can't get away from it. I'm like, oh, Christmas music, I can't get away from it. Like I love, like they just jazzify everything and call it Christmas. It's so fucking sick.
I agree. I love Christmas, and Matt knows I anytime once it becomes Christmas, it's a pop punk Christmas around here, to the point to where we have like we made like a Elder effing emo shirt that was like our big,
that's cool,
gold foil, big stacked font. But for Christmas, I made an Elder Elfin emo.
That's so fucking good. Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. How many
Yeah.
more of those do you have?
You want one? I'll send you. I
Oh,
got,
I would be overjoyed.
I got a big bag of them.
That's what happens when you order stickers. You just so it's like Theatria has condoms that say daddy issues on them. To coincide with our single daddy issues. We thought it would be a great merch idea. We
Turns
sold
out.
like 20 of them. Turns out no one wants to buy merch in the middle of a recession. That's really what it is. Like,
There is that.
I have Todd's face on a shirt.com and like I sell a shirt a month, which like when you think about it in terms of like how many views I'm getting on YouTube, how many Spotify listeners I have, like my conversion rate of like listeners to sales is like 0.001%. And I don't think that's just a me problem. I think it's just really hard to sell merch right now. Everyone's fucking broke.
And in general, like, so we'll go do festivals and stuff like that. And we've got a bunch of merch. And like all of our like merch that says, you know, like our Elder F and emo shirt, or like we have like a gender equality is dope as fuck shirt, like that sort of stuff that will sell like hotcakes. We'll sell tons of it. But online, the only thing that sells, the only shirt anyone buys is just our logo shirt.
That's amazing.
Just the skull support local music logo shirt. That's it.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I need to leave the house.
You could leave the house. You want to come
maybe
over?
that's all it is.
You want to play some video games?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
As long as you got like some 2D platformers, I can't play new games.
Okay, so
once there's a third dimension, I'm like, whoa.
If you like retro games like Nintendo, you know, all that, the good stuff.
The good stuff.
All over here, I've got Nintendo, Sega, Super Nintendo, PS1, PS2.
Yeah, I just finished watching a 4-hour long, well, technically it was two 2-hour-long videos, but it was part 1, part 2 of this dude walking through Super Mario World and explaining every single secret in every single level and basically how to beat the game, not these crazy strategies, just like, okay, so you're going to want to walk to the right. And then under this question mark block, if you want these coins, there are coins. But if you don't need coins, you can keep going and get this mushroom. Unless you already have a cape, then you're going to want to keep the cape. But it was 4 hours of this, and he 100%ed the game, and I eat that shit up.
I love it. I support that very much.
Speaking of eating shit up. Oh, sorry, Pat. Did you want to?
No, Matt, get to the real question.
I would veer us back on topic.
I was just gonna take that transition option and just
go with the transition.
Got one more food question.
Okay.
Being the mashup king that you are, which food products or fast food jingles would make a good pop punk cover mashup?
Okay. Oh, wow.
You're welcome to use as a video if you'd like.
Man, see, I'm blanking on food ones. I've got like the Mr. Clean jingle in my head, and not Mr. Clean by Millencolin, but like Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. That's from like the fucking, I don't think they use it anymore.
Yeah, that's a 90s commercial for sure.
Man, this is hard. Can you like list off some food jingles? I'm actually drawing a blank. I'll let you know if it would be a hit or not.
Now I just want him to do the Bagel Bites one.
Yeah,
I just want you to do Bagel Bites.
Oh, Baby Bottle Pop would rip.
There you go.
It's already halfway there. All you need to do is like give it some more attitude and make it a little less suggestive, because you don't want to like make it too pop punk, but
just breakdowns.
I mean,
yeah, just easy core Baby Bottle Pop.
The Bagel Bites is already is pretty up tempo too, and it's kind of got some aggressive vocals on it. So you could probably go pretty hard on that.
Yeah, McDonald's wouldn't work. Like the ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. Like I'm sure someone has made it work, but like
you just go like, but it'd be like one of those like almost like no effects, like 5-second things, like ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
But it would be like new age Blink-182, where just there's this inexplicable drum solo right before it kicks in.
Right.
So it'd be like the first chord, and like Travis Barker yelling like,
Yeah.
And then ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm sorry I didn't deliver very well on that question. I'm just blanking hard on
if you were
jingles.
going to do, okay, you could do, hold up. So now, if Blink 182, if Blink 182
Right.
did McDonald's, right? Because they
Na
wouldn't
na
just,
na na.
yeah, first off, it would have to be a na 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 na, and then it'd
Right.
be like, I'm loving your mom.
Yes.
You know, you'd have to say something like,
Or just like a 2-second pause and then Dad.
yeah, Dad.
Or you could do like a Day to Remember style, like a down.
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah.
Group vocal.
Ba, 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 I'm loving it.
Just a video of just if this band did this.
Yeah, you could do an entire video of different bands doing
Oh.
the McDonald's.
Give me a break by Kit Kat would slap.
Yeah.
I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener.
Yep. Oh yeah. There
That's
you
a
go.
full song. Like you could
It
take
is.
that somewhere really dark, really emotional, really human if you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
You could
Like-
use the Huggies I'm a Big Kid Now as the end of like a chorus hook to a completely unrelated song.
Or
It would fit really well.
do a like a rendition. This isn't food, but you could do like Toys R Us Kid.
Oh, 100%.
That'd be tight.
Oh, State Farm would go
Yeah.
hard. Because you could halftime it and like the vocals stay normal, but just da 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 da. It would go pretty hard.
You could do the Chili's Baby Back Ribs song.
Oh yeah, easy. See, now we're rolling.
Yeah, we
Just
just
had to get
it's
hungry.
just flowing now. Just gonna need to make a whole like a jingles album.
Oh man, that is on my
vinyl,
soft
of course.
to-do list.
Yeah.
That is something I want to do. TV jingles. I want to do food jingles. I want to do a bunch of like really obscure commercials that like it's gonna get 16 views on YouTube because like no one's gonna know any of the jingles.
Yeah, like
Because like I'm like local TV and not local to me. Exactly. JG Wentworth or like Benton Fry Ford Lincoln. What is that? I know what that is. The whole song's in my head right now. But like no one knows what that is. So I think it would be fun to do like a medley of obscure local business jingles.
I support this.
I do too.
I wonder if I could do the William Natar one. Do you guys get the Hurt in a Car called William Natar? Or is that like just local to where I am?
That's probably local for you, man.
Oh man, that is rough. All those lawyer commercials, they're great. There used to be two lawyers called Celino and Barnes, and I recently saw a commercial. It's just for Celino now, and I was fucking heartbroken. I was like, yo,
Barnes is
what?
gone.
Like, what's the lore here? Like, is he gone or did he leave?
There's this, Matt might know, there's this lawyer like up in Minnesota here that has like, he does all of these like goofy commercials and stuff, and he's like bald and he's got a beard. He's like kind of like me, and he makes commercials pretty much how I would make a commercial. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm ever injured, I'm calling this guy. It's like Nicolette or something like that. I don't know, but I'm calling that dude for sure.
Well, he gets you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
He's
that's the most important part of representation is understanding.
Absolutely.
Between the lawyer and client.
Okay. That is the end of our food for thought segment. We're moving on to the last segment. This one is rapid fire questions.
Friendships will be tested. Rapid fire questions.
Oh God.
You're going to speak from the heart. You're going to shoot from the hip.
I'm going to get canceled is what's going to happen.
No.
Here we go.
We're very concerned if you can cancel yourself from these questions.
Yeah, they're pretty innocent. And typically it only causes issues if it's a band doing it, because they'll be like,
Right.
I like this. No, I like this. What the fuck do you mean you like that?
Right.
Things like that.
Let's hope I don't do that with myself.
We're just gonna see his wife
I hope you
slam the
do.
door open and say, "What did you say?"
What did you just say?
Todd Durst shows up and he's like, motherfucker, what?
Yes.
Man, I miss Todd Durst. It's been 2 months since I portrayed him.
Maybe bring him back. You could roll in.
Yeah.
There's so
I'll,
many.
I'll bring him back soon. You'll
There's
see
so
Todd
many
Durst
options.
within the month, I promise.
There's so many options because, God, I love Limp Bizkit.
Me too, man. Me too.
I really
Someone
do.
pointed out some like really problematic stuff that Fred had said like 10 years ago to me the other day, and I was like, for the nookie. Like, and it wasn't like it was like globally problematic. Like he expressed support for Russia, which like, yeah, big issue. But also that was 10 years ago. It seems like he said it once. And like, I don't know that he ever rescinded it, but he at least shut the fuck up about it, which,
I mean, that's more than a lot of people can do.
that's more than a lot of people can do. And also it's fucking Fred Durst. You expect him to be a geopolitical fucking expert? Like,
I mean, dude lives in California, wears a fucking New York Yankees hat. Come on, give me a break.
yes, that's what I mean. Like he doesn't know where and when he is.
Yeah. And the color of the hat's black, Fred.
It was foreshadowing.
Yeah. Okay. But I really wanted a red Yankees hat, though. Like,
Right? Who didn't back then?
actually,
I mean, I didn't. I was too young, but
I actually didn't, because Minnesota. So Minnesota Twins, Yankees are our mortal enemies.
Yep.
And so no, I never wanted a red Yankees hat, but I did, however, want a red Twins hat.
right. Oh, that would be a nice homage.
Yeah, I wanted
Without
as
selling out
like,
your
it's-
core values.
Yeah, because fuck the Yankees. Unless you're from New York, and then it's all good. It's all good. But go Twins. Cool. First question. Here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Mountain Dew or Mellow Yellow?
Mellow Yellow.
Starting off hot right now. Wow.
I'm telling you, I'm getting canceled.
That's 50% of your people just shut the podcast off.
Yeah. My sub
Mellow
count drops,
Yellow?
like...
Horror or comedy movies?
Horror, because, and I know this is rapid fire, I'm not supposed to elaborate, but horror can be so bad it's a comedy.
It's true. And there also is horror comedy, like
yes.
Evil
So
Dead 2.
Yes, horror, easy.
Love it. I appreciate that. This is not an either or question, but do you still listen to the radio?
No.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people do.
I haven't since like 2006. Once I started making music, I was like, cool, I'm done. Don't need any of you guys anymore. And just started making my own.
I listen to the radio currently because my car is in the shop.
Right.
So I don't have Bluetooth. And my wife's car, old,
Yep. Oh, I get it. I don't have Bluetooth. That's why I have Take Off Your Pants and Jacket in the CD player, because it's like that's the music. We're driving to Please Take Me Home on loop.
Just repeat just that song. Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon?
Oh shit. Cartoon Network.
Nice. Thin crust or regular crust pizza?
Okay, this depends. If it is a frozen pizza, I want that shit thin. If I'm buying it from a restaurant, I want to, what's the word when you take money from someone?
Purchase.
I want to milk them for all the dough they've got.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Purchase.
Steal?
Steal. Yeah.
Milk was the
Milk,
one I was
dude.
looking for.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it.
It's
Um,
funny for people. I look for the word milk as well.
Yeah. I got nipples, Maka. Fucker. Shit. This would be the controversial question,
Uh-oh.
I guess.
Dear God.
And it's very important. So you think about this one real good.
Okay, I will think about this rapid fire question.
Okay. Lindsay Lohan or Tara Reid?
Oh,
Mm,
Lindsay.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's understandable. It's great.
yeah. Mean Girls is one of my favorite. It's like my two favorite movies are Mean Girls and Goodfellas. So I gotta go with Lindsay.
Yeah. I don't think Lindsay was in Goodfellas.
No, but I'm just saying
I know. I'm sorry.
those are the two.
What if she was? What if it
She
was
was like,
Lindsay Lohan
she's the
and
baby.
not Joe Pesci?
I'm funny how?
What do you mean?
All
I'm funny?
hurt and teenaged. Just,
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm funny?
Shit.
Ray
wanna see that.
Liotta's in the burn book. Like,
Yeah, they like switch them out, replace them. Joe Pesci is now in Mean Girls.
oh my God. Hey, why are you wearing pink? We only wear pink on Wednesdays.
It's kind of like, Rob Schneider's The Hot Chick, but with Joe Pesci. I would fucking watch this movie. I
would.
like
A full cast swap would be amazing.
full cast. Woo. Oh shit. Okay.
Tina Fey is De Niro. Like,
oh, it made me lightheaded there. That was good. That was real good. It's a shining moment. We have two. Well, we technically have two left, but I don't think we'll.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay,
Newfound
okay.
Glory
Uh-huh.
or MXPX.
Oh, Newfound Glory.
Mm-hmm.
That hurt, but yeah.
I know.
Oh,
I'm here to hurt you a little bit.
yeah. Because like Punk Rock Show is one of those songs that
It
like
is.
it's just one of those songs. I don't think, as iconic as Newfound Glory is, I don't think any of their songs hits me as hard as Punk Rock Show.
Mm-hmm.
But like Newfound Glory is more consistent, and they do all the cover albums. So
MXPX does some cover albums too, though.
yeah,
But
like,
not
Newfound
as
Glory
good.
kills it. Yeah.
Newfound Glory's cover albums, though, are top tier.
There are songs they've done that I'm like, I wish I could cover that song, but I would just be covering their cover because I couldn't do it better.
What's your favorite Newfound Glory cover?
The one that's like, I don't want the world to see me. Is that Iris?
Oh yeah, Iris
By the Goo Goo
yeah.
Dolls? Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
that. I think it's that. There's good ones though. They did Kiss Me, right? That one's
Yeah.
really fucking good.
What is it? It's the one from the Greatest Showman.
I don't know it.
You don't know that one?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I don't listen to music. Fun fact.
Fun fact.
This is me.
This is me. Yep. You need to check that one out.
Oh, I've heard that song.
But their version of it.
Yeah. That's the version I've heard.
Yeah.
It's just I just didn't know what it was from because I just listened to Newfound Glory's cover albums, and I'm like, oh, songs, yay!
So funny enough, my wife loves Newfound Glory through me,
Right.
And so when they're from the Screen to Stereo 3 came out with This Is Me on it, like I obsessed with it.
Right.
And it was my wife had this one magical moment where every once in a while she just hits this, and it's so wonderful that we'll never forget these. And she had this one moment, and she heard This Is Me on the radio,
But like the real one.
the real one on the radio,
Yeah.
and it was like, she's like, "Oh, do you hear it? Do you hear this?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "It's so cool that Newfound Glory wrote this." It's like, nope, nope.
Fuck.
Sorry, baby. Nope.
Those are moments I have. I'm
Mhm.
I'm your wife in this scenario. I have those all the fucking time.
Yep.
Yeah.
She did it once. She did it once. One other time, we're wandering through the mall and we're talking about something, and then for no reason, she was like, it'd be. I wish Minnesota had a hockey team. We do.
The most Canadian state.
Yeah.
Of course it has a hockey team.
Yep. And I was like, "Excuse me, what?"
That's adorable.
What was
Oh
that?
my god.
And so we joke about that all the time.
I love that.
It was so like both of those are just wonderful moments that it's
Oh,
like
I
it's
love
not even
that.
embarrassing because it's
No.
so great.
God, I do a
'cause-
lot of like, I'll conflate actors. That's that. Like actors that look nothing alike. Like I got Tim Meadows and Don Cheadle mixed up once. And
Yeah,
like they
not
literally
same.
look nothing alike.
no.
But I was like so amazed at like the acting range that Tim Meadows had.
Wow, Tim Meadows really stepped his shit up.
Right, because it like if I thought they were both
Tim
Don
Meadows in
Cheadle,
Hotel Rwanda.
That's
Great.
literally that was the movie where I was like, oh my god, wow,
That was the movie that
that was the movie. Because like I was like 16 and I was like hard in my Mean Girls phase, and I was like,
Oh.
oh my god, no, dude. And, like, as
Tim
soon as
Meadows
I
goes
just-
hard in Hotel Rwanda.
Yeah,
I love it.
there's a few of those. I mix up see, I don't know their names because I mix them up.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. It's Chris Pine and someone.
Yeah,
I'll be like, oh man, Chris Pine's in this. And it's like, he's not.
Chris
No, he's
Hemsworth.
not. Could be. Let me
Maybe.
look up Chris Pine's face. I just know that I mixed the name up.
Chris Pine's the dude
yes,
from Star
yes.
Trek.
Yes, it is Hemsworth.
Okay.
And they're both named Chris. So
Yeah.
it's just like it's a no-win scenario for me.
Mm-hmm. They were both in superhero movies.
Yep.
It's fair. It's fair. All right. Our last of our rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Now, typically I wouldn't actually ask you this, but since we've done so much jingles talk,
Okay.
I am going to ask it.
Okay.
But you do not have this in Canada. I know this.
Okay.
We've done this. We've done Canadian interviews already. So, but are you able to sing to us the jingle for O'Reilly Auto Parts?
No, but I know that I've heard it.
Matt,
I can't sing it.
you can sing it for him.
You give it to him, Pat.
You want? Okay, I'll do it.
I want you
Oh, O'Reilly Auto Parts. Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. That would have I would have heard that like watching Judge Judy, I think.
Mm.
Or Family Feud. One of those, like I would have been watching a US network and I
That
would have been
is-
seeing some shit not for Canadian eyes.
Hell yeah. Judge Judy.
This would have been a perfect opportunity for a NordVPN sponsor.
Yo, reach
Okay.
out to them.
Y'all, I'll take that NordVPN scratch, bro.
Yo, I've got Nord open right now.
Let's
I've
go.
got my VPN off for optimal video quality for this
Oh my
call.
God.
But
Oh my gosh. Look at
so
that.
hackers, if you're listening, now's your chance. I've got my YouTube channel open.
Yeah,
take it.
well, if you're listening now, you fucked up. This was pre-recorded, baby. We got your number now.
Day after this podcast comes out, all my thumbnails are just dicks.
But not like penises, but different
Various
people named
Richards.
Dick. Yeah, different
Yeah.
Richards. Dick Cheney,
Van Dyke.
Richard Cheese, Dick Van Dyke.
Oh my god, his name's Richard Cheese. That's disgusting.
Oh yeah, have you ever heard of him?
Yeah, I have. It just clicked for me now that it's
Yeah.
Dick Cheese.
Dick Cheese.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Huh. That's been, I'm 20 years late to that. Wow. No, Richard Cheese is awesome.
Yeah. Richard Cheese is awesome. For those of you
I-
listening that have never heard Richard Cheese.
I had a
Check it
neighbor
out.
growing up. I had a neighbor growing up whose name was Richard Dick.
That's
Dick?
rough.
Yep, we called him Dick, and he had a cat, so we called it Cat Dick.
My sister's a pharmacist, and maybe I'm not allowed to. A relative of mine is a pharmacist. I was mistaken when I said sister, and she had a client, customer, a person in need of their medication come up, and their parents had named them Harry Dick.
Love it.
Gave them that name.
Purposefully.
Yeah, like there wasn't even like Richard, Harry, or no, it was the person's name was Harry Dick.
Nice. See,
And like, no wonder you need your meds, man. Like, fuck, life's rough.
And I thought, like, growing up, I thought I had it bad because my dad did something, like, tried to be funny with my name. But Harry Dick, man.
Yeah.
So
that's rough.
The thing with my name, so you can see that it's Patrick Tarnowski here, but my dad thought it was funny because my full name is Patrick Anthony Tarnowski, and he did that so that my initials would spell my name.
That's amazing.
There you
I
go.
love that.
Mhm.
No, I love that. Oh my,
Yeah.
you're your own fucking acrostic.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So, growing up, I was always like, oh, that's annoying. But,
No, that's sick.
could be so much worse.
You could get such a cool, like, if you ever become like solo famous, your merch designs would be unreal.
I'll just try anyway.
Do it.
I'll
Just
just
do it.
try and I'll have my own clothing company.
There we go.
Have Pat hats.
Pat hats.
and sell pants, but like the N is really small.
Ooh.
I like it. Well, Todd, you did it. You finished the podcast.
Oh,
Now's your chance. Let everybody know what you got going on, where I can find you. What's next?
oh God. Okay. So I'm Todd Barriage. I make emo and pop punk adjacent covers on the internet at irregular intervals because I don't believe in being a slave to the algorithm. But you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and TikTok probably at Todd, Todd Barriage, Barriage. As far as what I've got going on, I don't know. It changes day to day. So by the time this is out in the public, I'll be working on something completely different than whatever I would be about to say if I were to say anything at all right now.
Love it.
So yeah, but Pat and Matt, thank you so much for having me. This has been a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, it's been great. This is going on our longest episode probably of all
I am
time.
a rambler.
It's okay. It's okay. I didn't help. Okay. I kind of I helped us off topic pretty often here. So
You just got to let the conversation go where it's going to go.
mhm.
It's not a script reading.
Even though I'm reading a script. Cut that. No. Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much again, Todd, for hanging out with us today. Matt and I are going to dive into the unsigned pop punk news, and you'll get that right. Meow. And it's the unsigned pop punk news. As always, we want to hear your thoughts. It was super cool having Todd on the show. Boy, like, what a rad person. Like, I hope he wants to be like longtime, like real life friends now. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, what a freaking rad person. I love it. I really hope he finds that skateboarding video stuff for me.
I wonder if he remembers it.
I will message him. I would love to learn how to skateboard. So what was your favorite part of the show? What would you think of this week's topics? Do you have any stories about Todd from childhood? Were you in Little League with them or something? Yeah, we want to hear from you. Join our Discord. Link is in the description of wherever you're listening or watching this. Join our Discord. It's awesome. It's a super, super supportive, rad community full of rad people who just like each other. It's cool. If you like liking people, it's a great place to like people.
Do it. Like the people. Like
Do
them.
it. Like them.
Just like we like that we are partnering with the Trevor Project and donating 15% of our every purchase of our gender equality shirt. If you don't know who the Trevor Project is, they have a mission to end suicide among LGBTQ youth. So help us in helping them support a great cause.
It's true. And listen, if you don't know about our gender equality shirt, I'm going to tell you, it's really cool.
It
So
is.
on the shirt, we're edgy. If you own it, you're edgy. And it says, gender equality is dope as fuck. And it's true. And it's really awesome. Go to the website, check it out, because it's great. And it doesn't actually say fuck, so you can wear it wherever you want.
Wherever.
Anywhere in public. It's great. We love seeing people out in the public wearing the shirt, supporting it. So if you own it, if you pick one up, send us a picture. We want to see you wear it. We'll post it.
We'll do it.
Let the world see.
Try
How
it.
Awesome. How awesome. Festivals. Let me tell you something sad, people. Festivals may not happen this year. And that's a bummer. But it all depends if we can raise enough money to do it. Otherwise, if we cannot make it out to Four Chord or Riot Fest, which we want to, we really do. Like, this is obviously we've been able to go to these the last couple of years, but this year, things is tough, and that's okay. If we aren't able to make it, we will be doing our best to do our own events or smaller local events, like the punk rock flea market. We'll be doing that in August. We do have an emo night coming up in Minneapolis in July, so keep an eye out for that. And maybe we'll do something like an emo prom. Maybe we'll do stuff. We have ideas, tons of ideas. So yeah, we're working on all of that. So, just hang out, stick with us. Other Twitch news. We got tons of stuff. Now we've got our own prime time Twitch schedule, basically. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, awesome shows each day. Tuesday, we got the New Music Friday on Tuesday, every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And Wednesdays, we have the new Unsigned Pop Punk Top 10 video countdown. All these with the hostess with the mostest, Mr. Gibby, Super Gibby. That's at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then Thursday is the super awesome music video show. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Unsigned Pop Punk's Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/unsignedpoppunk. Super easy to remember. I mean, if you're looking for us, it's just Unsigned Pop Punk. Everywhere. We are very, very easy to find. Hell yeah. So thank you again to Todd for hanging out. And thank you, Matt, as always. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Super Gibby. Thank you, Lawrence, for making all of our awesome art. And
thank you, Pat, for all you do.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Pat.
Thanks everybody for listening every week, supporting, watching all the shows, and being here. Support local music. Let's go. Have a good week. We will see you next Monday.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you so much to those of you who already are. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or anywhere else you stream your podcasts. If you're in the position to help us grow and like behind-the-scenes access and exclusive shows, head on over to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/unsignedpoppunk. Let us know in the comments who you'd like to see on the show and what other content you'd like to see. Thank you all so much.